Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, in Katowice, in the Wymiar and Darkness Ablaze pre-release. Now we see some hand sanitizers, and that's the game against, on the left side, Artur Zurawik versus Kovek paintings, and already the beginning with Mew, the really bold move by Artur Zurawik, just starting out with Mew, and we've got, of course, Kangaskhan against it. And let me tell you, we know that there's this problem where you can't really see well those cards because of the lightning, how it's happening. Spike Move actually dropped 20 damage as you retreat your Pokemon or switch it, and passing the turn. Hopefully, we're planning to, work this around, worked in the way that there's not going to be any problems. We got a Quick Ball and a Vanilluxe actually being discarded here. So bear with us. There was 6 months without any event like that, and we're just thrown into those deep waters here. So let's take a look. He is searching. He wants to get those 2 energies, and let me tell you, it is not easy. It is not easy, especially with that Foster right there on the bench. And we've got a duck. I have no idea what the name of the duck is. I keep forgetting about the name. It was Ducklet, I believe so, but he evolves into Swana, and that is the more important part than that. So Mew, and is there no energy for Artur Zurawik? No, there's a hop as well. So there was a Quick Ball, now a hop. We've got energy, we've got an energy, and I think there was a Vanilluxe or something like that. Of course, both players are wearing masks. That is something that is really important, to remind ourselves. So we got a Vanilluxe. We got a free treat cost right there, and well, the 20 damage is gonna come through. It is gonna come through. What is gonna be happening right now? There's 20 damage right there due to Spike Move, and insane 10 damage. And is there gonna be paralysis? No. Paralysis, super strong right there. We got a rare fossil on the bench on Kovek's side. Passing the turn, drawing out 2 Dracozolts, if I'm correct. Of course, the sleeves that they are playing, those are both Pokemon Center sleeves with a triple sleeve. Actually, Kovek triple sleeving. Artur Zurawik only a double sleeve, of course, with an outer sleeve there. And we've got Dracozolt. And the ability one, and the ability says whenever your opponent attaches the energy from their hand to their Pokemon, they take 20 damage. We've got a second energy on the Kangaskhan, so that there's a rally back, which means 30 damage right there. And we've got another duck. We got a Swana, and this means that if he has a Bird Keeper, and he does have a Bird Keeper, that's a switch that can be 140 damage. And I know for a fact that this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. But first, draw of 3. Let's draw those 3 cards. Is that we're evolving? Of course, 5 damage counters right on that Vanilluxe, and 140 damage right there coming through. 140 damage. Here I'm gonna say that reading the card is really important at the pre-release. So here, that was the first game of the pre-release. It was really rough, the new scenarios, right? The hand sanitizers, the masks. So Artur Zurawik just forgot to read that he has to discard a card for 140 damage. So that is something worth knowing here. Of course, we do have a Spike Move still on the board, so that is going to be important right there, probably in the long run, with only that Dracozolt with 1 energy on the Kovek side. Of course, again, they are playing without gloves, because they do live together, right? Those 2 live together, so they can touch their cards. They do touch whatever they want on the board because of that. But there we go, we got a retreat. There's gonna be a 20 damage incoming, but that might be the game. Is there a 90 damage incoming on that Dracozolt? No, just a switch. Now there is 90 damage incoming, probably on that Dracozolt. 2 energies. But first, Sonia, going for 2 Psychic type energies. He wants to pump. He wants to charge that Mew V. Of course, Mew V is 30 damage, and that is 90 here on the Dracozolt. And that's a game, set, and match, and that's probably going to be the game number 1 here. I don't think Kovek can do anything. I don't see any basics. That is second energy, but that might not be it. I think that might not be it, especially with the HP that is left on the Vanilluxe. We can see there on Artur Zurawik's actually left hand, the watch, and it says then it's game number 1, and the watch actually says 9 a.m. so definitely 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning. That can that can go and be weird. So of course when you go to those events like that, remember hand sanitizers, don't touch your opponent's cards. That is like a mutual agreement here, of course, because those players do live together. That is not applicable, but of course, as you saw, they did actually hand sanitize before the game on the camera, so you can see that. So we are actually promoting that type of behavior. Now we've got a bit of a shuffling here. Of course, one of the playmats is a bit cracked there at the top right corner, but no worries. I don't think Zurawik is going to play with that any more. Probably he's going to go and change that play, but we got our 5 minutes in, and let me tell you, this is not over yet, probably, or maybe is it? Who knows? We got a shuffling, we got a bit of a talk here. Of course, they know each other quite well, so definitely the talk is here. Just like what they could have done. It's like it's a pre-release, so there's not a bit of there's not a lot of stress. It's just like having fun, just trying to figure out what you can do, and just enjoying, especially here in Poland, in Katowice, especially in the Wymiar, where everyone at the end of the day gets the same prize, which are 3 packs. There's no pressure on any of the players at all. 7 cards, of course, they are not doing anything to their cards. We got Poke Kid. Oh, that's a great card already, but also got Tapu Koko. Oh, there is a Kangaskhan, and Kangaskhan in the back can really win you a game, especially with the rally back attack that deals 90 more damage. And Artur Zurawik just showing us the hand filled of energies, and Kovek just being angry and annoyed by that. I think she kicked Artur Zurawik underneath the table. She is a bit annoyed that he played with the camera. Well, if I would be Artur, I would just show that hand, like, listen, show that hand, because there is just nothing she can do. We got an energy on the Tapu Koko. The Tapu Koko can draw cards, of course. Here we go, another attachment of water type energy, and a pass of the turn. We got 3 energies on Kovek side. We got that Poke Kid, so she can search for any Pokemon, but also she can draw from the Tapu Koko that she has on the board, because there's an Allure attack that says draw 2 cards, and then second attack 100 damage, if I remember correctly. And we got a Poke Kid searching for Pokemon, and look at that, the Leonscape. We got a Fossil here. My goodness, we've got so many good cards, but also this is pre-release, so the energy is there. Like, there's a lot of energies always in the pre-release kits, of course, so you have to remember. And especially during this one, that was kind of interesting that this pre-release, so we've got a Vanillux or Vanillish. I keep forgetting the names. Like, this is wow. It's early in the morning, so definitely this pre-release had a lot of repetitive decks, you might say that. There's a lot of those Vanillish, Vanillux, Vanillite, that is the name of that Pokemon. Vanillite, Mr. Mime, of course. Artur started with the Mr. Mime and Reflect attack, which says 30 less damage next turn. But here we go, second energy, first attack deals nothing to Artur Zurawik, because of course there's Reflect on the board, and we got another Ducklet. But again, he can only charge. He has 4 actually energies in his hand, so there's definitely nothing he can do right there, while Kovek is just trying to win that game, especially that she is down the game, and the rounds are 45 minutes. If I remember, those are 45-minute rounds, so definitely a bit longer one, so we are not cutting the times here. I know there are some cities that actually do only give you around 30 minutes, 20 minutes per round, even in a best of 3 at the pre-release. And we got a first knockout right there, 100 damage, Mr. Mime, goodbye, good night. Oh, 130 if I remember, 130 actually, goodbye, good night, Mr. Mime. But second Mr. Mime goes so is he going to be the one that is going to stop Kovek? I don't think so. There's a passing of the turn, and of course you got a rare fossil. Are we going to have a Dracozolt with the ability? Yes, it is a Dracozolt with the ability. And let me tell you, if you're a standard player, if you're a standard fan of a standard format, definitely you will see that Dracozolt in lightning type decks, maybe even on its own, and there's a knockout. That is just a slaughter like that. I can't look at it. I'm closing my eyes. There is just nothing that can happen here. We got, my goodness, he's just drawing the energy, and we've got, no, only, what, 10? Okay, Kovek actually is saying, like, hey, you attach the energy. And now the paralysis is not happening, but we got, oh, is it? Oh, Artur just forfeits it. Just shows that, hey, listen, I only got energy. Let's go to the game number 2, like, or 3, actually. There's just no way this game is gonna continue. There's just no way anything can happen in this game. So, as I was saying, right, the Dracozolt amazing ability with the spike move definitely can get those small damage that will, in the long run, actually count. Because, you know, even smallest damage can count, especially at the pre-release, and then in standard format as well. You know, many games going down to the 10 damage, and here, you know, that definitely helps. We got, oh, Zurawik, again, you know, just trying to shuffle, different technique of shuffling, so he's not gonna have the energy. But that's what 6 months of not playing IRL at the local game store does to people. There's just no like consistency in the shuffling. There's just like, oh man, yeah, they're getting rusty. You can clearly see the players are a bit rusty here, and they gotta get out of that rust. They gotta get out of that. And of course, in the pre-release, so 40 card decks and 4 prize cards. So here we are, you know, the opening, right? The opening is like, yes, there you go. We got some nice signs and nice gestures. Thank you guys, I appreciate that. We do appreciate those gestures. You know, we're safe, and that's what is more important. You know, being safe, staying safe at the events. Of course, the layout of the stores, just so you know, everyone is more than 2 meters away from each other. There are no plexiglasses in between the players, but again, more than 2 meters away. I think at the store they do have a photo of that. More than 2 meters away are the tables apart from each other, so definitely know the social distancing is happening here, because of course, you know, when you're facing an opponent, it's really hard. But hey, there we go. It was like fist bump. No, we got, okay, we got that. We got a shaky. I mean, they know each other. You know, they hand sanitize. They do live together, and we got a Kangaskhan on the Zurawik side, and also we got a Vandalite. What do we have right there on the Kovek side? I think, well, she has definitely, you know, Dracozolt. She has some energies, and that is a rare fossil. That is illegal move right there. I think, again, that's a pre-release, right? So I think Kovek just thinks that a rare fossil can be a Pokemon because it can evolve, and Artur just didn't notice that. He didn't notice that. I mean, it happens at a pre-release, so it's all good, it's all fine. Passing the turn, and is he going to notice that? Is he going to notice that? He's looking, he's checking. Spike Muff, you can see clearly evolving. It's like, hey, now we go. Fossil is not a Pokemon. This is a trainer card. There we go. So usually at this moment that would be a game loss, that would be a win for Artur Zurawik, but Artur Zurawik just says like, hey, listen, you know, just put it back to the deck. It's a pre-release, you know, we're here for fun. Just shuffle it back, draw your new hand, you know, I'm gonna just leave mine, what I have. It's all fine. That's a pre-release. There's a bit of fun. But remember, guys, fossils, they actually cannot be played as a basic Pokemon at first. And there's, as you can see from the gestures of Artur Zurawik, he's just explaining that it becomes a Pokemon when you drop it on the bench, but you cannot put it as a basic mon. On the board. Also, there is a breeder card that is also worth explaining. You cannot skip the evolution rule with the new breeder. So when you evolve it with the new breeder, it follows those evolution rules. So you cannot evolve one more time. So that is something worth knowing. Of course, you know, here Artur just says like, yeah, fine, no, just go for it. It's a pre-release. It's all good, you know. You see what I have. Like, it's fine, you know. It happens. Of course, this is against the rules, and again, this is, if that would be a competitive game, Artur Zurawik would be 2-1, and that would be end of the story. But we just want to have fun, right? After 6 months, you know, it's okay to make those mistakes, especially that, you know, Kovek is not always playing, right? Like, Artur Zurawik is playing, right? He is in the game every single day, while Kovek not necessarily, so those mistakes can happen, you know, and it's fun. We still got Spike Move though, and prize cards. He just like tapped like, hey, listen, great, put those prize cards. Let's not forget about prize cards. There we go. We got those prize cards. We got everything. And we start with Tapu Koko and a Vanillite right there. Now the draw for the turn. And let's go. Now we got a fossil though. Now she's gonna drop that fossil. Oh, she dropped that so hard. But, you know, she gets a thumbs up from Artur Zurawik right there. We got energy on a Tapu Koko. So energy on a Tapu Koko. Can something happen? Sonia in hand. So either two basic Pokemons or two basic energies. Allure, draw two cards, and that's an evolution instance and a lightning type energy. And we've got on Artur's side another Kangaskhan. So two Kangaskhan's already on the board, charging that Vanillite, you know, evolving. And Hop. Is Hop gonna be good this time? 1, 2, 3. I've seen energy. I've seen Swanna, maybe? No, that was Ducklet. Okay, so it might be. I don't think I saw any Bird Keepers, anything like that. But we've got a second energy attachment right there on the Rally Back Kangaskhan. Again, amazing card for the pre-release. For the standard format, well, it kind of resembles an Umbreon, right? It does resemble an Umbreon that is in standard format, or it does resemble a few other cards that you can see in Mr. Mime being dropped as a 4th Pokemon. It does resemble a few other mons that are in expanded format, but here we go, we are back, and well, let me tell you, that is Evolution Incense, and that is Kovek searching for something. Of course, she is using a Reverse Hollow Lightning type energies and Wizard of the Coast 2002 Water type energies, and you're not gonna get them at the pre-release or from the pre-release packs. No, she stole it from Artur Zurawik's binder. Okay, that's their binder, but she literally grabbed them from the binder, so don't be surprised by that. And of course, at every single pre-release, you have the boxes of energy that Pokemon does provide you, so you don't have to like bring your own energy. That is worth knowing. We got Kovek just opening the bottle of water for Artur because he couldn't. My goodness, he couldn't open the bottle. What a person he is, really. Even struggling with opening a bottle of water. That is just, I mean, okay, this is like, you know, it's like a filtered water, so, you know, that's like a different type of opening, but my goodness, what is that? And we got an Allure being used, drawing off two cards, and the turn goes back to Artur Zurawik. We got the breeder. Okay, so we're gonna see the breeder for the first time here, and as you can see, he showed exactly for which monster he's gonna go, just so the opponent knows. And of course, we got Swanna now, and we're gonna have a Vanillux. And now, of course, you know, Kovek is checking, and Artur is explaining that again, you cannot skip to a stage 2. You have to follow the rules. This is a really common question everywhere. You know, I've seen it on Reddit, we've seen it on Twitter. Everyone's like, oh, can I skip it? Can I skip it? No, it does not work that way. But it definitely helps if you have a stage 1 deck. So I think maybe stage 1s will come back. That's a question. But we go second type energy onto a Rally Back Kangaskhan. So definitely at this point, Artur, I think he thinks that this Kangaskhan is down, that this Kangaskhan is going to be dead, but hey, we got another Kangaskhan right on the board, and a Hop. Of course, the Dracozolt that Kovek played is not the Dracozolt with ability, so Artur can actually freely attach the energy without any damage, without any consequences. But here, 110 damage incoming. Like, he already, thanks Artur for actually, you know, just putting those dices next to us. We got 110 damage, and it is 110 damage. Oh, what a damage that is. A draw card, and that is Bird Keeper. Oh, he just drew a Bird Keeper, and it is a Bird Keeper. It is a Bird Keeper. He just drew it. Oh, that is going to be a big knockout right there. But because he's switching, that is actually what is happening. Because he is switching, and there's a spike move on the board, there is a knockout, because of course Kangaskhan is 130 and he had 110 damage already. So Kovek actually taking the prize card out of the Kangaskhan. What a turn! What an interesting turn! Just, you know, sacking your own Pokemon for the greater good, which is actually in beautiful knockout on a 3 energy Pokemon. And of course, you know, I said it because at the pre-release you got only hand attachment. There's not a lot of room for attaching, you know, there's no bead, there's nothing that allows you to get a nice engine running. This is just hand attachment, old school. We got a base set, old school, baby. So let's go. What is going to be promoted? And I think Kovek's thinking right now about the Dracozolt, not necessarily Anything else? Sworn, I remember free treat cost. A lot of free treat costs, actually. But what is more important on that Vanilux that Kovek has, the ability says that if you roll a die or flip a coin, if there's heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is paralyzed. And this paralysis, this might be the thing, because we know the paralysis is the theme of course, that pre-release. So I know that Artur is playing Parasol in his deck, so it prevents the effect of the attacks, but not prevents effect of the ability. We gotta die, and this is gonna be, oh, it is not happening. There is no paralysis at all. Passing the turn. And now Zurawik also has one also. So we're gonna see two ice cream bars, you might say. Two beautiful ice creams just sharing the stage, just sharing the one board. And who's gonna, you know, two water type energies thin our deck, because who thins wins. That is what we know. But this is the moment we're gonna have free treat cost. And now the showdown we waited for. Two ice cream bars. Are they gonna? That's a paralysis. We've got a first paralysis right there. Of course, when you're paralyzed, you can still use the abilities. You can do that for Jirachi to get out of paralysis. And now Kovek is being mad because Artur just did this hand gesture that, you know, kind of like, oh, it's a knockout. And she goes like, no, it's not a knockout. Like, how dare you? How dare you? And well, and right now Artur actually explains that, hey, you know, you can always just roll a die. And oh, that's a paralysis. That is a paralysis. Is this the meta we're gonna see? Paralysis versus paralysis. Is this something that is gonna happen, you know? I can hear that other tables are actually finishing their games. The other tables are coming to an end, and this is going to be probably the last table that is playing. So paralysis, we got a passing of the turn because no one can do anything, and now the flip. So we got a flip, not a flip golden. That is not a wrestling. That is not Ring of Honor. That is not Mary Skrull's Enterprise or Villain Enterprise. So we've got a third energy on. And another paralysis. My goodness, that is gonna be that's an interesting matchup, you know, paralysis into paralysis. Oh, right. And you can clearly see, you know, the movement, the top left corner, you know, the players are actually starting to move. And well, now sip of the coffee. You could have heard Kovek just laughing out loud. Another paralysis. That is what it came for. That is the, of course we got a one-winged right there, just, you know, just checking out on the players, you know, because again he is a judge as well, so he's just checking, he's just stalking, he's just like, oh, what is happening out there? And well, nothing is actually happening because there is a paralysis from left to right, shuffling, just checking out, passing the turn. She passed that turn, and well, she went of course for the energy. What are we gonna have? Where is gonna be the attachment happening? Oh, we got another Vanillite. Oh, no paralysis. That might be the key for the Kovek's win. That might be the moment that she's gonna pick it up. That might be the moment that she is going to knock her. But then again, there is this Kangaskhan ready to go. But also, she has the Kangaskhan ready to go. Both have 3 prize cards only. What is going to happen? That is insanely interesting. And there, like, if you look at the board state, that's what I was talking about. If you look at the board state itself, oh no, the paralysis happening again. That if you have a bad day at work, imagine what day Zurawik has to have right now. So if you look at the board, besides Dracozold, every single thing is actually the same, which is crazy here. And of course, remember, Spike Muff works both ways. So now Kovek actually thinking, do I actually want to knock it out? Do I want to get that 80, 90 damage? Do I want the damage through? I think she wants it. I think she wants that damage, and she just passed. Not attacking. That was just a pass of the turn. And the paralysis not hitting again. The luck has ended. Like, I was like, just like, go. Just like, let's do it. And no, the paralysis. Is that a joke? Is that a joke? That definitely has to be a joke. But, well, as you can see, it is really happening. The paralysis is there. The paralysis. That's a nice name, like, boom, sweet. Alright, so I have to come closer to the microphone because, well, with those emotions, like, oh, look at that, it got another energy, so now she can attack. So she didn't have the energy for the attack, so right now the board state is almost identical beside the Dracozolt. That is insane. So if you are going to your pre-release, remember about that. Oh, the paralysis is not happening. It is not happening. But now Kovek's gonna throw for paralysis. Oh, not happening, but it might be a knockout back, so who knows. Water type energy. Third energy on the Dracozolt, and the Dracozolt can hit 200 damage. That's what it is. 200 damage from Dracozolt is actually quite insane if you ask me. But he needs 4 energy, so not the easiest way to do that. But you can go in standard format, recycle energy, and a triple acceleration one. That is a possibility. And we've got a knockout. So Kovek down to 2 prize cards. We've got Kangaskhan being promoted as an active, and of course the knockout back. So we've got both of the players added to the prize cards. Let's see, is Kangaskhan going to be promoted? I mean, there might actually be Dracozolt for that 200 damage, for the insane amount of damage that she can deal right now with the Dracozolt for the next turn. Of course, Kangaskhan hits 120 damage if promoted, and it is promoted. Actually, not a Dracozolt. There's a professor's research. So you're going to see 120 damage right deck incoming. Oh, Kovek. Oh, okay, you can feel the thinking process just happening, and she goes like, oh, I could have knocked you out. I think I could have knocked you out, but now we go 120 damage right on the Kangaskhan. So Artur cannot retreat it because, well, there's a spike mode. That's going to be a knockout if he's going to retreat it, and, well, that ain't pretty. Let me tell you, that is not pretty. It's like that energy, so there is not even 100 damage incoming on the other Kangaskhan. So there's not even a retribution. There's not even anything that he can do at this very point. We got 4 energies underneath the Dracozolt, 30 damage, coming down to 1 prize card. There is just no way. There is just no way. He needs a miracle. He needs to draw a miracle. He needs to do something. And are the miracles happening? I don't think so. There is this 200 damage incoming next turn, even if he's gonna knock out Kangaskhan, and the paralysis not even happening. 30 damage. Is that a knockout? That is a knockout. Last prize card, but now that is a game. That is a game, set, and match for the Kovek. My goodness, for the Kovek. That is a 200 damage incoming. She's happy. She's happy. And you can clearly tell Zurawik is not happy about what is happening. Wow, wow, wow. What a game. What a game. What a game that was. Thank you guys so much for this video. Get subscribed for more videos like that. Oh, that moved faster. The game number to the different game. That is actually Kovek versus One Winged. I don't know if you have like the full game, so exactly, the full game is not recorded, so we cannot go to that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Goodbye, good night, take care.